PrizePicks is so confident that you're going to love their product that they give you free money to use it. The only thing you need to do to get $50 instantly in your account is go to WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks. Use promo code WWP when you sign up, and then build yourself a little baby entry for $5. You throw out a $5 entry, they'll give you $50 instantly that you can do whatever you want with. And I'm about to give you an entry that you can throw $5 on, and they will send you $50, and then you can do whatever you want with that money. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWP. Passing up on $50 free to play some really fun fantasy games is a crazy thing to do. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWP. What I am going to say is PrizePicks does get tricky because they slow roll some of these lines. And I like to film these videos on Thursdays or Fridays. I like to put out the entries a little earlier than that for premium members before the lines take off. I don't like to wait till Saturdays. If you're watching this on a Saturday, then great. The lines I'm about to give you may have moved a little bit, but you should have more options. So the reason it's tricky is because early on, I don't have as much to choose from. But I think we still built a nice 2-entry lineup here. The reality is, when we do 3x payouts, you only need to hit 1 in every 3. We're hitting far more than that. But if you hit 1 in every 3, let's say you do $20 a week, $10 a week, $100 a week, whatever it is, and you hit 1 in every 3, you're even Steven. Every now and then you hit a second one, you're up good money. So let's go ahead and try to chase that money. We hit last week. Let's hit this week. We're going to start with significant strikes. And significant strikes is actually the only thing I'm going to like here. We'll touch on everything, but I only like significant strikes. First thing we're going to do is the less on Melissa Mullins. 54.5 is a high number. Melissa Mullins is going to come in and she's going to grapple. All it takes is checking her Instagram to see that she is nonstop grappling. She is fighting a striker, so she's going to take that striker to the ground and grapple. 54.5 is also a pretty high number. It's not the highest number in the world, but Melissa Mullins isn't crazy high volume output time of striker. I think she's going to come forward, get this to the ground, and then work from there. I don't think she gets to this. 54.5 is pretty high, so we're doing the less there. I'm not touching Tresean Gore. That number is outlandishly high. It's a very high number, especially for Tresean Gore. But I just didn't touch it because he hasn't fought in 2 years. He's fighting Antonio Trocoli, who has 1 fight in 4 years. There's just too many weird anomalies going on here that I don't want to touch that line. Cortavious or Romious, listen, UFC debut against the durable Gaston Bolanos, I'm not touching it. Damon Blackshear, similar type situation. I wanted to do the more here, but we're going to leave it alone because he may go wrestle heavy and he may not get to that strike line. And he was also just unconscious 4 months ago or whatever that was. So we're going to leave that alone. The rest of these I don't love. Mansour Abdul Malik, I think he gets this fight to the ground immediately. I think he elbows away, and I think that fight gets ended. I think the less makes sense, but he is a UFC debut, and who knows what's going to happen. So we're going to leave that one alone. What I am going to do is go over to Denise Gomes, and we are going to do the more on her line at 67.5. I did debate this. I ran through our own statistics. If you go to WeWantPicks.com, we have a full slate of stats. It is called the Prop Hunter. Those stats are designed to help you find these type prop bets. You see the average number of strikes a fighter lands in their career, the average number they land in a decision, the average number they land in a finish. And you can work through those stats and sort of see some of these lines and see what sticks out. Denise Gomes, this line is very good at 67.5. So then what I do is I look at Karolina Kowalkiewicz, how often she gets hit. I look at her absorbed strikes. Then I look at how often she fights to a decision. And I went ahead and I said 67.5 significant strikes is a good number. Karolina Kowalkiewicz is very durable. She has also hit a ton. And this fight, in reality, should go to a decision. So this is my entry right here. But let's talk about some of these other lines. Fight time minutes, I don't like any of these. Jillian Robertson can and should win by finish. I just don't know one. Renier de Ridder, he could come in here, take Pierre Mearshart down and finish him. Or they're both two high-level grapplers. This should just be a back and forth, some really cool exchanges, decision, and grappling. Carlos Prates should finish Neil Magny, should finish him early. But Carlos Prates is not a high-paced guy. He takes his time. He goes with the flow. A lot of his finishes are in the second round. So Carlos Prates takes his time because it's a 5-round main event and he's conserving his energy. Neil Magny gets him against the cage, burns some minutes. This could go long. or he points at his liver, knees him, and finishes him the same way he did Charlie Radke. So we're going to leave those alone. Fantasy score, the only thing I like to do with fantasy score is look for ones that are completely out of whack. The only one here that could potentially be out of whack is Melissa Mullins. If you think Melissa Mullins wins by finish, which in all likelihood she would, the rumors are that Claudia Segula, her opponent, is fighting 12-year-olds, fighting 58-year-olds, using modified rules. If that is all true, and she is basically a fraud with a fake record, then Melissa Mullins should be able to get the finish here. So the higher in her fantasy points should be good to go. I know I said fantasy. I know I said that. Guys, I've been traveling all week. Okay? So every now and then you get a fantasy in a video. I think we'll be okay. I gave you a winning PrizePicks entry last week. So a fantasy or two is no big deal. Takedowns, they only gave us Jillian. I'm not touching it. 2 is a horrible number. 2 is a horrible number. Because if she gets 2, it gets a push. If she gets 3, then you're good to go. She doesn't get 3. If she only gets 1, great. It hits. I think she probably gets 2. So we're going to leave it alone. This is the entry. I've already got it built. Let's go ahead and take a look-ski. We have a 2-pick power play. $20 wins you 60. 10 wins you 30. It's 3x. So what did I say before? All you need to do is win 1 in every 3, and you're even, Steven. We just won last week. Let's go ahead and win this week. Melissa Mullins, the lower than the 54.5 significant strikes. Denise Gomes, higher than 67.5. The most important thing here is get your free money. Get that free $50. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks. Promo code WWP.